I'm the obscure critic. I remember it vaguely. Not at all, really. Been a lot of drug use in the past decade, and my mind is completely useless. You know, the government really ought to crack down on dealers and force them to put warning labels on their products. I didn't know this stuff was bad for you, and I'm still in denial. But apparently the government's more interested in force-feeding birth control to Rush Limbaugh because he's a prostitute and danger to society and woof blah raw advantage. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, children's entertainment. Today we're talking about Eraserhead. When I was a young hipster, I'd watch this movie all the time until the VHS wore out and oozed with coagulated animal fat. But apparently not a lot of people did this. So today I'm going to introduce you to my favorite children's movie of all time. Aside from the classic Preview Guide channel. I'll never get tired of that. Our movie begins in space, but where else? With the opening song performed by an air conditioner in a narrow hallway. Here we are introduced to the movie's villain. He doesn't have a name, so I'm gonna call him Mr. Scales. Mr. Scales controls evil mechanisms from his secret moon base. Or those slot machines. Oh, congratulations, you win this man's brain. Meanwhile, oh, is it a commercial already?
That's for babies.
Ah, look at that fucking hipster. Oh, it's back. Let's meet our protagonist. Secret Agent Henry Spencer. Okay, he's not actually a spy, he's just some guy who works in a box factory or printing press or something. Not your typical protagonist for a kid's movie, but he's relatable enough. Look, he likes to have fun. Here he is frolicking on the grassy sunny hills, splashing in mud puddles and greeting all the townspeople. Bonjour, bonjour. But he's a bit of an underdog. See, not even the elevator likes him. We need one of those failure sound effects there. Excessive style. Nice pocket protector, nerd.
Are you Henry?
Nice cleavage, nerd.
Yes.
A girl named Mary called on the payphone and said she's at her parents' and you're invited to dinner.
Like any Disney princess, Henry dreams of more, so he sits back and watches the tube. Radiator tube, that is. But now it's time for his dinner date with his wonderful girlfriend.
I didn't know if you wanted me to come or not.
Ah, one of the great movie romances. They make Tracy and Hepburn look like a couple brain-dead anteaters.
Come on in.
And what comedy is complete without a wacky visit with the in-laws?
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I work at Lapel's factory.
Oh man, the same thing happened when I visited my ex-girlfriend's house. Asylum, technically. Let's meet the rest of the household. There's the wacky old grandmother. Ha! She always cracks me up. And there's also Bill, the imposing father.
We've got chicken tonight. Strangest damn things. They're man-made. Little damn things. Smaller than my fist.
What's that? Wacky dinner scene?
Just cut them up like regular chickens?
Sure, just cut them up like regular chickens.
Man-made chicken. The miracles of Monsanto.
I feel like chicken tonight, like chicken tonight.
We've got chicken tonight.
Well, after all that excitement, the mother takes Henry aside and asks,
Did you and Mary have sexual intercourse?
Whoa, tone it down. This is a family movie. Oh, you so crazy. And I thought the grandmother was the wacky one.
Mary?
Well, the mother reveals that Mary gave birth to something. Now they are parents. This movie is, after all, a promotion of abstinence until marriage. If you have sex before you're married, then you'll give birth to an inside-out pterodactyl. Yeah. Despite his functional family and sprawling home, Henry still dreams of more. God, all these channels and there's nothing on. Well, literally. Tag your tit. But parenting proves too much for Mary and she leaves.
All I need is a decent night's sleep.
See, kids, it's very demanding to care for a slimy ramparynchus. Don't have sex. Ever. So Henry is left to care for Henry Jr., but it's not like he's gonna screw it up somehow.
Oh, you are sick.
Still cuter than those Shrek babies. Henry Jr. is in need of vital surgery, but Henry doesn't have the money. So he puts together a benefit concert, featuring Art Garfunkel, Lyle Lovett, and early 80s Morrissey. That scene doesn't appear in this version. You have to get the director's cut, special edition, collector's, Millennium, Century, Platinum, Universal, Heaven edition. I don't have $30. With Mary out of the picture, Henry meets his true love interest, the beautiful Princess Pancake Face. She's a professional dancer. Meanwhile, this worm gets lost on its way to Eureka's castle. Later that night, Henry gets a visit from his neighbor.
I locked myself out of my apartment.
Won't you be my neighbor? Henry, tempted by the lost Rossellini, invites her in. Wow, he installed that hot tub really fast. And yes, merkins can float. And because this is a family film, I can't actually show them having sex, so to symbolize the act of lovemaking, we have this. The Parting of the Red Sea Men. And behind the seamen we get the memorable song, Something Something Heaven, written by the Sherman Brothers, I think. Now sing that song about the letter A. Henry and the girl finally meet, but unfortunately his princess is in another radiator, having been kidnapped by Mr. Scales. Well, he lost that battle. He'd lose his head if it weren't bolted to his neck. Whoops, I guess it wasn't. And as everyone knows, when your head falls off, you grow the head of a Dimorphodon. We interrupt this completely coherent plot to bring you this educational video. How erasers are made. First, child laborers collect the proper materials. This can range from severed heads, mysterious ears, or giant sandworms. The materials are taken to the factory to be handled by experts.
Okay, Paul!
Next, a sample is taken, blah blah blah, complicated machines, and voila, erasers. And that's how it's made. Even though most people now use pens, or iPads. What a fucking waste of time that was. Well, all that was just a dream. A very informative dream. But oh no, what's this? Henry's B-side romantic interest is hooked up with another man. The role of Sinestro will be played by John Waters. But when the girl looks at Henry, all she can see is his hairless, Quetzalcoatl. This inspires Henry to cut Henry Jr. free and allow him to leave the nest. He even performs that vital surgery himself.
Born free as the wind blows.
It's a well-known fact that pterodactyls are made of Velveeta. Henry's act of generosity sets Henry Jr. free, blows up the moon, kills the villain, and saves the girl. Happy ending! And that is Eraserhead, one of the best children's movies of all time. David Lynch's whimsical, mixed medias film teaches responsibility, loyalty, abstinence, healthy eating, and of course, the manufacturing process of pencils fucking useless. Mr. Rogers couldn't have done any better. And as a bonus, let's take a look at the original theatrical trailer. From the studio that brought you Twin Peaks and the magical series Dumbland comes a tale of an unlikely hero. Henry Spencer was an average printer with an average life.
I don't know much of anything.
Until the day he met the beautiful singer, Princess Pancake Face. But the evil slot jockey Professor Gangrene has other plans. Now it's up to Henry to protect his son, defeat the villain, and save the world. But it won't be easy.
Mary?
From Walt Lynchy Studios.
It's okay.
Eraserhead, rated G. Huh. According to IGN, Henry Spencer will be an unlockable character in Kingdom Hearts 3.5. They're never wrong with their information.